What'd you go with from Panda?
Beijing beef action.
A little Beijing beef. What about you, Steven?
Orange chicken and greens.
Can't go wrong with orange chicken. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you like them. Someone has to. I eat them because they're good for me.
Dude,
Yeah.
You got to add their disgustingly unhealthy teriyaki sauce to the super greens. That's what really makes it.
Oh,
Not the greens themselves, the sauce.
You get your sodium intake for the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, but I always get the greens too because it's mental gymnastics. I'm thinking you're eating healthy while you're slamming orange chicken, but
it's true.
they're actually pretty good though.
They're all right.
All right, end step fetch, surveil in, classic play. It's like a preordained on top. Decides to bin it. All right. All right, Andrew, here's the frog. Let's see if it can take over the game here with counterspell backup. Also decides not to play the island, knowing it can be useful to pitch against a Flame of Nowhere or Bolt.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah, land flame would be absolutely brutal. So you gotta, because they could, the Wizards player can back up with counterspell.
DBZ player says, Kevin, I don't think your deck is as good as good against Amulet. No, you're definitely right. Your deck's like a turn or two faster. I just hope that there isn't any local Amulet players that I have to run into. I heard you played against Dan a couple times, and it went in your favor every game. I heard turn 2 a couple times. Matter of fact, I was watching House of Mana last night playing the Super Qualifier. He just rattled off a 8-0 in the Swiss, top 4 of the challenge with Amulet. So definitely still a deck to be cognizant of.
Yeah, it turns out Primeval Titan did not get any worse.
Nope.
Still kill you.
All right, Casey gets to untap with a frog. Definitely entering the danger zone here for Trevor.
Yeah, I think Trevor. I think he should have cast the otter just to get a blocker up there. And
Force him to jump.
Yeah, eats the Murktide food.
Now, I've never cast Counterspell in my life. I'm not a control player. So in these matchups, is it typically whoever can resolve a threat on tap with that threat is in the lead, or are you trying to just simply focus on card advantage, both?
Card advantage primarily.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you resolve, another big reason the Murktide deck is favored, or the blue-black deck is favored, is because Frog not only generates card advantage, but also is a threat.
Yeah.
Where like you, in the Izzet deck, your cards resolving generate value, where the Frog just on contact.
And typically, as a control player, you always want to be obviously hitting your land drops, but you can see the experience of Casey paying dividends here as he's choosing not to play his island to protect that frog. Not even worried about it. He's at 4 mana, double counterspell backup. I don't have a good look at his entire hand, but I see Misty, counterspell, island.
Here's the otter.
There's the otter.
I think Casey just lets this one go. It's like basically casting a draw spell. Ooh, Galactic discharge is quite good. Let's see the flame. I think I'd take the discharge because you got snap. Discharge is very good into Frog because you just cast it and target it. But if they respond, oh well, just don't do anything.
Yep.
Or discharge are making flame are making a huge commitment.
All right, now we see the island bead pitch to the frog, increase the clock. So he's got Otawara, Murktide, discharge on Trevor's side.
This is quite good for Trevor that he's going for this.
I mean, it makes sense, right? He's got double shields backup, counterspell, plus force, and I can't see what the third card is in his hand.
Force, counterspell, and double.
Oh, wow. Decides to pitch that. We're going all in. All right.
I think it's double counterspelling him.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, we've got 6 toughness on this frog now, so
it's a big frog.
You can let one discharge resolve, counter the second one.
I believe it is double counterspell.
Fun matchup to watch, actually, after seeing Energy on camera all day. Oh, he decides to Otawara. Oh, brutal.
That is awesome.
That's a sink into stupor.
Absolutely.
That is.
awesome.
Well, we'll start over. Redeploy the frog.
This is when the Wizards deck is actually looks amazing. Is that and the spell snare.
Oh,
So
baby.
now the blue-black Murktide opponent has committed all their resources and just had the frog reset. The Murktide deck does not draw a lot of cards.
Mm-hmm.
So when they pitch those cards to the frog, it's a huge cost to them. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that Otawara was basically, what, a 4-for-1? He
It was
pitched
unbelievable.
4 cards to the frog.
It's the best Otawara you'll ever see, outside of a lethal Otawara.
Oh, wow. And then Trevor just drew land plus Flare Denial.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Just turn the corner with an Otawara.
No, excuse me. It wasn't a Flare Denial. It was a Tameo. Even better.
And he's drawn 2 this turn, right?
Dragon.
And there's the dragon with shields down. It's going to resolve.
Oh, baby. I think Casey's going to lose game 1.
Unbelievably.
Yeah.
Well, if Trevor takes down this event, he better hold up that Otawara with the invite there. That was the best one I've ever seen.
The sleeves. I expect the sleeves to get some glory today.
Even getting in there with the otter, chipping away, and the Tameo. All right. Wizards team assembled. We'll see if they can get across the finish line here.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
You got the dragon that's an insane amount of pressure. You have the Tameo that's going to flip.
Yeah.
Almost no shot it doesn't. And
I
it
mean,
looks like we have a blurry matchup of. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Prowess versus energy.
Yep.
I mean, if you're sitting in Trevor's seat, you got to put on your poker face as he pitches all those cards to Frog. Right?
Oh,
you got
especially I love the. What is it? And then just check.
Yeah,
How many cards are there? You can jump it how many times?
How does it get +1 counters again?
I was talking to Steven earlier. That kind of showboating a little bit or showmanship. That's how you get people to walk into your plays.
For sure. Definitely a skill part of the game. So entering sideboarding here, what are we looking for? I mean, let's start with Trevor. You're the Wizards player. Is Graveyard Hate against Murktide? Are you bringing in Hearses? What are you bringing?
You definitely bring in the Hearse.
Okay.
You just got to slow them down, and the Hearse is actually a really big threat once you get in the later game. And the Murktide deck doesn't really have a way to remove it from play profitably unless you animate it, which Lord knows you shouldn't animate it.
Okay.
As far as other counter spells, both decks get Stern Scolding, which is insane against both decks.
Yep. What about Mystical Disputes? Is that being played in modern sideboards right now? Okay.
The Wizards deck is playing one.
So Trevor is bringing in Hearses, Disputes.
Oh, that's another one I forgot. Invert Polarity.
Oh yeah.
The Wizards get that spell as well. Well, not being a slam dunk card, like when you guys are getting into the 1-for-1 gameplay near the end game, and they slam a Murktide and you invert Polarity and steal it, it's game over.
Oh yeah, it's backbreaking. And that's usually what these matchups come down to is both players playing lands, saying go, and then eventually someone pulls the trigger on a threat, and then, if you're able to resolve and win the coin flip on the invert, it's game over.
Yeah.
It is 3 mana, though. It's an expensive counter spell in these matchups, but I don't know how much.
Trevor looks like he's sideboarding out Galvanic Discharge. I really disagree with that. It's one of your only ways to kill Murktide when it resolves, and it allows you to profitably trade Frog.
Looked like he took all 4 out.
Yeah.
So what are your answers to Frog, Flame of Venor,
and Lightning Bolt,
and
Sink into Stupor or Otawara?
You gotta be able to kill Bowman too, so it's kind of nuts. Board them out.
Yeah, if I'm doing the boarding, my sorcery speed stuff is cut.
Yeah, that's fair. And again,
Ponder's pretty mid, or not Ponder. Preordain. Preordain is pretty mid. And tell you what else is really mid in the Murktide matchup. What is it? Not creativity. The iteration, expressive iteration.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it just gets spell snared. And both players are leaving in all their copies of Spell Snare.
Right.
Card's insane in the matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if you want all 4 discharge, but I feel like you'd want a few just to clear off the early game pressure. I mean, if you're the Wizards player, you're trying to go late game anyway with your
Well, yeah, and like I
advantage,
said,
so.
if the Murktide resolves, you need some way to remove it off the table besides bouncing.
All right. Game 2, Casey on the play, fires off a
Which is-
preordained.
Being on the play draw, we were talking earlier about it being incredibly important in Modern of all formats specifically.
Yeah.
In this matchup, play draw is so backbreaking because you need to basically just always represent Spell Snare and hope your opponent does. If you don't have the Spell Snare, you got to hope your opponent doesn't just slam a frog.
Yep. Well, we see Casey bottom a frog and a bowmaster, so leads me to believe he has plenty of threats in his hand. Looks like a hearse, a bowmaster, a counterspell.
Not gonna lie, a little surprised about the hearse that Casey brought in.
Well, you want to be stopping their snapcasters, right? And hearse, like you said, becomes a threat on its own. So I could see a couple copies. Yeah, he saw the Murktide too.
Yeah, it's just really bad in Flame moving north.
That's true. See if it pays off. It's in his opener. So I'm assuming Casey's just going to pass with counterspell and step bowmasters if Trevor doesn't do anything threatening. Trevor surveils, leaves it on top. It was a counterspell. Shocks in. And here's the bowmasters.
Bowmaster another big reason to side out preordained. Like any card that says draw card is detrimental.
Yep. So we'll see if Casey can punish this. Trevor's tapping out on his end step to counter the bowmasters. So shields down. What can Casey follow it up with? And that's the hearse.
Hearse of frog.
Yeah.
In this case, hearse.
I mean, if you're Trevor, you're breathing a sigh of relief that it's hearse over frog.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Especially because you cited out a lot of your hate for it.
For sure. And Flame of Nor is a clean answer to hearse if it resolves.
And that's a flame.
There it is.
With 1 mana up, I think you just slam the flame.
So what does he have to counter? Mystical Dispute and Spell Pierce? Only 2 I can think of?
Mhm.
Okay, with 1 mana. And if he forces it, 2-for-1 trade. Shocks and Steam Vents. Okay.
You can speak into stupor. Okay. I think this plays fine. Like, of course, you can just like sorcery speed flame. Ooh, that's a big deal. Casey missing land.
Yeah.
Historically, in these control mirrors, the person who misses land first loses. That's
Sometimes,
huge.
yeah, it's a big
Huge.
deal.
It is bad.
'Cause
Especially
you're both people are flush with counter magic. Ooh, otter.
there's an otter.
And you got to counter it.
Yep. There it is. Stern scolding, right? Yeah.
Yep. Now I disagree with Trevor a little bit on this. I think I would have fought over the otter because of the flare denial in hand.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's fair. And you also know that I guess if he could surveil into a Murktide, never mind. I was gonna say you know he only has 3 cards in his graveyard, so you're not threatened by a Murktide, but after a fetch surveil, he can cast it for 2.
Yeah, and the otter replaces itself on ETB, so you're going positive in the exchange.
All right, getting the surveil off the sewer, see what Casey
If
decides.
that is anything but a land,
We're going graveyard
it's
with
going
it.
graveyard.
Yeah. He agrees.
Yep.
He agrees. Hearse grows to 4.
Still no
Okay.
land.
Still no land.
Brutal. And this is huge because Trevor, all of his spell snares, I don't know if he has any in hand, I don't see any, but if he draws them, they become infinitely more valuable.
Yeah.
Because none of these decks play Spell Pierce anymore.
Not a single.
Not a
in the
single
75?
copy. No,
Yeah.
no copies. That was another counterspell.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah, so Casey can't even develop his board with the Murktide counterspell backup. He just gets to pass. And now,
And now we get to start casting
yep.
flames.
Draw 2, yeah.
Oh wow, Casey didn't fight. I feel like Casey had to fight there.
Oh, and drew another flame.
I'm sure he did.
All right.
That's the problem when we don't fight over flames, they're gonna find more good cards.
Yeah, like traditionally, you're not going to fight over that spell.
Oh, I fight over
But
donations. I don't let
when
people
you're-
result
when you're-
draw twos, bro.
Like an Archmage Charm, are you countering that?
Not typically, but like in this situation where Casey is so far behind on mana development,
Yeah, he's got to use.
you got to use your
Okay.
spells.
Okay. Trevor can just untap, play another land, and say,
Say
go.
He leaves it on
Yeah,
top. This is probably like a counter spell.
or land. Keep hitting land.
It's a
Yeah,
land.
that was
Yeah,
land.
yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like flaming the.
I would not do anything right now. Just
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
Letting
Yeah.
Casey miss all his
Trevor
lands.
agrees. Fatal
So
push.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Dude.
Probably
He
worst
is
possible.
So bad.
Flame draw 2.
You have to fight. Casey has to fight. He's
And
gotta
you know what
start fighting.
Trevor's doing is he's just literally waiting for Casey to just
Tap mana.
tap mana,
Yep.
and then push.
But Casey has to fight.
All right.
I would fight to resolve this, I think. Probably.
Yep. He agrees.
But not so good. Just disgusting.
Draw 2.
You just want preordain in there.
Yep.
It's a good one.
And now shields are down.
Oh,
there's
Cameo.
a Tameo.
There is a fatal push, so Casey
Okay.
can deal with that.
Oh
one.
no, that's another hurt. So Trevor just drew the hearse. So if Trevor starts eating the yard, Casey's Murktides
Yep.
are just awful.
And we start with a preordained.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be
Yeah.
doing.
Right, you know you're not getting Bowman.
Especially if we can find a snap, because then we could snap preordain while the hearse isn't there.
I think I like what Trevor's doing here. I think he's going to try and flip
Flip
Cameo this
Cameo?
turn. That's another preordain.
Preordain, keep that for sure.
So I know flip Tameo's extremely strong against, creatures attacking, but in the control mirror, you're just trying to ultimate her, right?
Oh
As
yeah,
fast as possible,
Oh,
game's over.
I think you flare. I think you fight,
Yeah, because it's going to flip, right?
Yep.
or you could sink into Stupor the push, put it back in his hand.
Interesting.
Okay, deny.
Dallas says, bro, you guys like Panda and White Castle actually walking garbage disposals.
He's not wrong.
Actually, walking garbage disposal. One thing I don't love about this play is now Hearst can fire up and just kill the Tameo if Casey has any threat at all. So, like, we can just go Bowman, we can crew, and then
Yeah.
So that's kind of the awkward thing about fighting there. Is now our shields are down and the Hearst can just kill the Tameo. So
And-
Still no
land. This is unbelievable.
Here's
This is like watching a Swish stream on Thursday night.
So here's the awkward thing about your play that you were talking about with him going to crew. So his only creatures, Orcish Bowmasters.
Yeah.
If he casts the Bowmaster in response to the trigger, he's got a bolt. You just bolt the Bowman.
Oh, okay. Does he have? I don't see a bolt.
It's the back card.
Okay. Well, he can go for a Murktide and crew, right? And
Yep.
Trevor's no answer to that. And
He's
that's-
got a dispute in him. I believe so, anyway.
I mean, if
I thought he had double sink and a stupor. Maybe not though.
if this Murktide resolves, Crew's Curse beats down Tameo.
Trevor's actually kind of in not the best shape, not the worst shape because he can sink into stupor the Merc, but AC has so many resources that it is.
That's
it is a
mystical dispute, yeah.
dispute. Game saving mystical dispute.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. So Trevor's okay.
Excellent
Trevor's
play
safe.
by Trevor to fight
Yeah.
for that with dispute backup then,
Yeah.
knowing that Casey's jammed
Smart.
up with lands.
Oh,
And
there's the snap.
there's the snap.
Plus on the Tameo and just pass it off. You do want to play the Hearst.
Playing the Hearse would maybe tempt Casey into using his Hearse. I guess that doesn't really matter.
I feel like you almost lead with Hearst because it's.
I would.
I don't know if
yeah.
Casey can. I mean, What's he gonna do? Force your hearse, and then you can
Also
start
makes it-
taking away his graveyard.
I can just hear myself in Casey's shoes right now. Give me a land.
Well, right on cue, Dykeman. Bolt Snap Bolt says this is how Steven draws lands.
Let's go.
Right on
Bolt
cue.
Snap knows, dude. He was watching Thursday night. He saw.
Classic.
This is how.
Yeah, we.
Just all 2 drops can't double spell. All 4 drops on 3 lands.
Trevor's in a bit of a tough play. I think you just plus the Tameo. You can play the hearse if you want to, but I think you want to just be able to hold up snap target.
Okay.
Sure. Oh my goodness, the land.
Let's
Oh,
go!
man. Game on.
We got a game!
We got a game! Unfortunately, he can't Murktide with Counterspell backup anymore.
Oh, no.
He's also just going to lose to Tameo Ultimate
No,
very soon.
no. What Casey's doing is he's intentionally baiting Trevor to ultimate the Tameo.
Why is this?
He's got Bowman.
Oh,
Bowman will dome him for lethal.
really?
Yeah.
How many cards? Oh, you draw half.
You draw
Oh,
half
wow.
your deck.
Oh my goodness.
Man, someone's bingo card is getting checked today. If that happens too, that'll be amazing. I'll be a first. Tameo Ultimate is 8?
7.
7. Okay, so she
7.
stays alive after ulting.
Yep.
Crazy.
All right, an update from
I have to imagine that Trevor will see that.
Braxton
won on our backup feature match. Congratulations, Braxton. No splits.
Nice.
Exceptionally good right now.
I think Hearse is just good in Modern in general right now. The
Yeah.
fact that it answers Flage, becomes a threat in its own.
Yep.
Seen a lot of play.
Yep. Blue black can't move it off the table.
Oh, there's the infamous Odawara.
Pretty good again.
I mean, Trevor's an experienced player, right? He's going to be aware of an extra Bowmasters for his Tameo Ultimate. Picked her up to 8.
This is a really, now that Casey hit that 4th land, this is actually like a really real game.
The unfortunate thing is that the cards in Casey's hand are actually pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose to the Tameo ult,
I don't think so either.
which was the real danger.
But big upside to the Tameo just plussing. This Bowman can't do anything.
True.
Can't attack the Tameo.
There's the Bolt. And he's doing that just to keep him off from crewing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bowmaster problematic card. We're going to counterspell this, it looks like.
And then we're just going to respond by Snapcast or Bolt.
It just feels like Casey's been one step behind the
Oh, that
whole
Sink
match
of the
because of
Stupor
those
can
lands.
return our bolt to our hand.
No,
right?
no.
Oh.
You can only target opponent stuff.
Oh, weird. Okay.
You don't want to sink that.
Casey's hand, though, still.
And Trevor's hand is Odawara, Snapcaster, Sync. So what are you answering this counterspell with?
I think you let the counterspell resolve and then Snapcaster Mage right now before the first contact.
Okay.
You bolt down the Bowman.
Yep. And then you have a blocker, although we know Casey has push, so you won't
Yeah.
double. But
Well, also the creature can't even attack me.
And this leaves up Sync mana as well
it
to
does.
hopefully fight over this Murktide. Casey's most
Yeah,
likely going
and
to deploy.
Casey needs to draw an untapped land. If Casey draws an untapped land, Casey's actually ahead. Because Casey can go Murktide, counterspell, push your blocker, crew,
Oh,
kill your
wow.
Tameo. And that was an untapped land.
There we go.
Yep,
Shocks
so
down to 15.
Casey's about to take the lead here, I think. Crazy game, dude. What a game of Magic. Seem to think that you can miss lands for that long and still get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really any threat from Trevor. There wasn't a Tameo, or excuse me, there wasn't a Murktide pressuring him or anything. Here we go. Murktide.
Yeah, ironically, flipping the Tameo wasn't even that good. It may have been better to keep it as an 0-3 to just keep attacking and generating clues.
Yeah, and just play this attrition game, drawing cards.
Just keep 2 for 1-ing you over and over again. That's
Well,
really
I mean,
cool.
yes and no, because the push was in hand.
True.
If Casey untapped, the Emil was not going.
True. True. True.
And Casey's got one card in hand. It's the the counter spell. You don't know, but
You would
you
assume.
can assume.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see what other options Trevor has.
He's going to try and
yeah.
sink into Stupor the Hearse. It'll work,
Yep.
obviously.
Counterspell. Last card in hand by Casey.
All right. Well, Tamio's out of here, and all of a sudden, we got a 7/7 dragon, a 10/10 car, a 1/1 token. Things are not looking good.
Trevor's still an okay kid.
Yeah, he's got to draw a good card.
He has
That is not a
That
good
is
card.
not good.
Bolt Odawara, and what's his last card?
I think. Yeah.
Oh, it's a hearse.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right.
I think play the hearse.
Not playing the Hearse a long time really hurt him.
I was just going to comment on
Really
that.
hurt him.
It's easy to say that in hindsight, but the one turn we said lead with hearse, he would have
been able to get all these cards out, and then the Murktide probably wouldn't have been able to come down.
Yep, he wouldn't have been able to back it up with
And
counterspell.
that fifth land, yep, wouldn't have been game winning. Wow. Sweet game.
It was a really cool.
So I guess
game.
we have to bounce the Murktide now, and then we can.
We just
potentially
pass
bolt
him.
I think you wait.
Okay. Well, then it gets to crew. I wanted to.
You wait till combat.
Okay. Well, then it gets to crew in combat.
No,
I guess
no,
it
you
just crew
attack.
though.
It attacks. You could take 9 here.
Yeah, I would take. I would definitely take. Okay. Sure.
Not as good as game one, Odawara, but
Still good
prevents the dragon
because
from.
when Murktide comes back down, he can actually kill it with a, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, because Casey's last card looks like a land.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean Casey's going to draw a lot of lands from here on out. He missed them for all game,
Yeah,
right?
and
So I mean,
actually, a big thing is I think that was all 4 counter spells.
it might have been. What a game, dude! Oh, but he could hit a spell off this land and bin it and
to make
the
it a
Murktide
4/4. Yes. And I'm sure Casey's aware of that, right? We're looking for
Potentially.
any spell.
Well, some spells he would keep, I imagine, but certainly not all of them. It's a
Dispute.
You'll bin
There
that.
we
Oh,
go.
it's so good, dude. If he...
And whether or not he realizes it was good that it was a mediocre counter spell that he instantly bins over a preordained that he might keep, you know?
Yup. That is so unbelievable, dude.
All right, we need a
So
lot
our
of help.
outs are Flame of Anor.
Yeah.
Tapping the.
I'm surprised at that, yeah.
Now Bolt Snap Bolt is an option.
Yep. Didn't get a good look
I
at it.
couldn't tell what it was. Not tell what it was. I guess he did it main phase because of the opposing Hearse. He didn't want Hearse to target the things he's targeting. He wanted to make the Hearse big enough so that the Hearse and the 1/1
It
are
was a
lethal.
land.
All right, so Trevor's dead then. I think if Casey just crews up. Crew attack 13. Yep, he did. Here it is. Crew. Crew it up, Casey. Come on. Vroom vroom, baby.
Take it for 4.
Playing it slow. Okay.
Okay.
Passes.
Oh, I love that. Tough. It's
Trevor
tough.
needs a big draw step
Tough
here.
to put yourself in those shoes.
Preordained, that's a good
It's a
start.
very good start.
Also important to mention that the galvanic discharges were sided out.
True.
Yeah.
And that would be that's Snapcaster Mission. And that's a Stern Scolding.
There's a Hearse up.
I don't think you'd keep any of those, either one.
Yeah. I don't think so either. Snaps like a chump blocker for Hearse, which is pretty horrible.
If I'm Trevor, I'm heavily digging for flame. That's how you start.
Yep, you just
turning
blow up the
corner here.
Hearse. Or kill Dragon, or both if you can find a wizard. And he has a snap in hand, so you can actually play snap
a
as a
2/1,
2/1 and then kill your Murktide, blow up your Hearse.
Also, another thing you could find is one of his Murktide Regents.
Okay.
Because then you could crew the Hearse to block
True.
their Hearse.
Otter seems pretty good here too.
Yeah.
Blocker.
Yeah, because you can
Find a
offspring
spell,
it.
yeah.
You can offspring it. Yeah.
Otter would be really good.
Okay, he agrees. He goes bottom, draws a
Sink.
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 Okay, that's
Well, it bounces the hearse.
It does.
Right.
I'm surprised we didn't play that Steam Vents. I'm all for bluffing, but I think because of the snap and the sink, kind of like both.
It's like Trevor's deciding if he wants to sink the hearse
you
now.
Want to. I think you want to. Doing the upkeep.
Upkeep, yeah.
Just gonna wait. I'm
Okay.
just gonna be patient. This is really hard. It's hard to put myself in these players' shoes if I didn't know what was in my opponent's hand, how I would play this game too. But I think Trevor's deck is actually favored in the long game, so I would, if I were KC, I would have crewed the hearse a while ago.
Could also bounce the dragon right now.
You definitely want to beat on bouncing the hearse because you get the snap bounce something else as well.
Well, he doesn't have a snap.
He doesn't? Oh, I thought he did. Okay.
No, it's bolt, steam vent, sink, and stupor.
I see. Okay. Yeah, probably need to get the dragon off the board. It's tough. But yeah, taking 5 here is a lot.
Bolts the token.
Yeah, and then you sink the dragon. Or no, you don't want to sink the dragon. Now just take 5.
Yeah,
You take 5, drop down to 4.
go to 5. He goes to 5.
Or 5, excuse me.
Yeah. Huh. What a good game this.
Consider.
Holds the land. Another dragon. Draws a snare.
That's pretty strong. Land for Trevor. Trevor's in
Brutal.
Huge trouble.
Might be going to a game 3 here.
We might. This has been a really good one.
It's been fun to watch.
This has been a
Absolutely.
fun quarters match. Yeah. Very good quarters match.
Casey just resolved the turn 2 hearse, and that's just been backbreaking ever since.
Absolutely.
Shuts off your Snapcasters, opposing Murktides. All right, decides to, was this a main phase? Sink your hearse.
Oh, did you tried to crew? Makes sense.
No, this was on Trevor's main phase. He synced Casey's hearse. Wait. Exile does consider making Murktide a lethal attacker. Easy mistake to make when you've been playing Magic all day.
Absolutely.
Yep, and we're going to a game 3.
Here we go.
Those are the type of mistakes, though, that you make that once, you don't make it again.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
No, not using the early flames on the host in case he was tapped out. Really punishing.
Absolutely. There's some pretty cool lines with the Frog Murktide interaction. The fact that, like, one time I got killed from a Murktide out of nowhere where he pitched his hand to Frog and then jumped his Frog, throwing his Murktide lethal attacker.
That's really
Yeah. Lines like that.
That is really
pretty cool.
I would never see that.
Yep.
First time.
You can jump it as many times as you want. So he goes pitch 5 card or pitch 6 cards, whatever it was.
Pitch
Grow my
5
Murktide.
sorceries and then and just plus 10 plus 10.
Your life won't change. Hopefully nothing breaks.
All right.
Cool.
Bolt Snapbolt says, I think keeping that Snapcaster was a good line off Preordain. It's not perfect, but gets you plays.
Sure. Yeah, maybe it was.
I'm going to trust the guy whose name is Bolt Snapbolt.
That's a good call.
Always
we
believe
should, we should trust in Bolt Snap Bolt.
All right, we're going to a game 3. Winner moves on to the semis. Again, this is top 8. Players decided not to split, so some decent prize on the line.
Yep.
What control player will take it down? If you're chat, who are you rooting for? Do you want to see some Wizards in the finals, or do you want to see more Murktide?
I'm going to put my opinion out there. It's pretty hard to not cheer for Wizards. Blue Black had a ban in Legacy because it was too good.
Took down the Super Qualifier last night.
Yeah,
11-1. Yep.
it's just so
Yeah,
good.
it's such a good deck.
Frog is so crazy, man. That
And
card is unreal.
Snare's the best it's ever been.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, so Trevor's back on the play here.
Andrew and I were talking about like threads of disloyalty and dolphin shackles against these frog decks. Steal people's frogs and then
That's so
and
gross.
then beat them up with their own frogs. Yeah.
Devil says definitely Murktide. I'm also a blue-black player. Yeah, it's just a solid deck.
So good, yeah.
So Trevor snap kept 7, Casey's on mulligan to 6 here. But you're on the draw, so you get to make out 4.
Yeah.
How important is play draw in these control matchups?
Huge.
Huge? Okay.
Because Spellsnare.
Yeah.
Specifically Spellsnare, because now Casey can't go turn 2 frog. Now he has to worry about counterspell.
Yeah. Although because of spell snare, I don't know how many snares these decks are on, but yeah, a lot of times I probably would not run a 2-drop into a snare anyway.
Oh, I
out
see.
of fear of getting snared.
See why Trevor kept his opener. We have
That's a
turn 1
Tameo.
Tameo.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. Does Casey have push?
He does not.
That's gonna be rough.
Oh, he has a snare in his hand.
Oh
so
my
we're-
god.
Yeah. And
What
now,
a draw. What a draw.
If you're Trevor, yeah, we just sit here and make clues all game.
I mean,
Let's
this card
not-
just takes over the game.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a bank buster.
DBZ says, I'm rooting for Wizards, but not because of Andrew.
It's the blue bank
Good
buster.
call. Good call, Kyle. Good call.
You got the blue buster in play right now.
Blue Buster. I think we're all hoping to see a Tameo alt this game.
Oh, I'm not. I just want to see it attack as an 0-3 10 times.
No, I want to see the Tameo alt and get responded to
With a
bowman.
I don't want to see that. I want to see Tameo attack 5+ times to just generate a clue. That is my kind of game.
I'm betting you that's what's going to happen.
Attack
Yeah.
you with an 0-3 over and over and over again.
That is Wizards' best card on the play
I believe
Yeah.
against this deck.
I believe
Steven's never flipping his Tameo.
Nope. It's just generating clues and I'm popping them
In
on
certain
your turn.
matchups, you just want to, like, against energy, I want to flip that Tameo.
Sure.
ASAP.
Yeah, of course.
If I
We
can
saw
flip that-
last game though. We saw last game how medium the flip was. It really was not
Didn't do anything.
because the alt was too dangerous because of Bowmaster, and so flipping it
No.
like was
The
awkward.
Tameo
but
was
the
so
push-
bad in the last game because of the hearse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, Casey top decked the push, so
Oh.
No.
Well, all right, we got a game, boys.
we do have a game.
All right, but Tameo did 2 for 1 when our opponent mulligans, so that's good. How many Tameos did that play?
4.
4. It's on
Wow,
4.
okay, that's
Tameo's a
awesome.
wizard, right?
It is,
Oh,
it is.
brutal.
It,
Okay.
it can trigger the flame.
So nuts, dude.
So Trevor's threats are Murktide, Otter, I guess you could say, Tameo,
Snap
Snapcast.
Yeah,
And-
post-
And the one of all the Storm Giants.
that's true.
There's a Hall on his list? Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, Pioneer players, you hear that? There's a Hall. Got Pioneer cards in Modern now.
This is
in the hall.
Spellsnare.
Yeah, it's
Casey just with that top deck
This is
push gets to
unfortunate.
convert on curve, and now he's back in the lead, I would say.
yeah, because he's gonna frog here. But
Did Trevor have an untapped land last turn?
I don't know. He has snare available here though.
He should have. Like last turn, he should have. The frog.
But Trevor has this. So
Looks like your frog flooded. He's got 2 or 3 of them in his hand.
is he missing lands again?
Yeah.
I think he is. Oh no, he might have a delta there. I can't tell.
17. Good defense.
Dude, this matchup looks so fun to play.
And it's cool because they're unique in what they're
They're,
trying
they're
to do.
unique.
Both control decks.
Both have really, really good cards. Blue red has flame and iteration. Blue black has frog. But yeah, this is sweet. This is definitely my kind of gaming here for sure.
All right, now that Tameo's dead, the next best thing we can hope for is an offspring otter from Trevor this game.
Well, we could always throw another Tameo. There are 3 more.
No. I have another red idea.
Offspring otter. Does he have the token though?
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's
It's
got
in
the
there.
Oh
token.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, that one doesn't kill you.
Nope. Does draw a card though.
an expressive iteration. That's a
it's
flame.
Flame. Flame or invert?
It's flame.
Wonder if we can draw 2 here. Tricky.
No, you just dropped the clue.
Oh yeah, you do have a clue, don't you? Yeah, you're right.
You had a clue.
Oh, no. Doesn't want it to get countered. I respect that. I think divination is so broke. Oops.
Looks like he drew a bolt and
It'll be good against the second frog, kind of. Makes your opponent decide if they want to go all in on it.
Makes him fight for it.
Yeah.
I just realized DBZ Sabler says that Kevin. Yes, sir. I was filling in for a minute so these guys get their panda.
Oh,
Kyle,
so
congrats, by
good.
the way. I saw that you took it down last night. Nice work.
Panda was so worth it.
Oh, it was pretty good, yeah.
That was a wagon.
I struggled to choke down those greens.
Unfortunately,
I got him
because Casey searched for that basic swamp, he can't just cast the wagon this turn.
No, but he does have another frog.
Oh wait,
He is
no, he
gonna-
does have a
Okay. Here comes the Murktide.
That's scary.
I mean, Murktide sticking is just so bad for Trevor because he boarded out all of the
Discharges.
discharges, correct? So,
Mhm.
and how big is this guy going to be?
Bigger than
6'6".
flame, unfortunately.
Well-
That's the problem.
Bolt, snap, bolt.
Can't because of the spell
The
bomb.
spell bomb, yeah.
Now, what do...
No,
Yeah.
honestly, Casey's because Trevor did the main phase flame. It put. Oh, this is prizing.
He doesn't want to get Murktided. I get it. I would do that.
And he gets to draw a card. Okay, so now bolt, snap, bolt is online.
It is. But he can't get Murktided, which I think matters a lot more.
I think I saw a snap.
Bolt Snap Bolt is nice here, though.
I agree because Trevor's Murktide would have been a lot bigger.
It would have been a
anyway,
problem,
yeah.
yeah. Neither deck seemed to have clean answers to Murktide at all.
Doesn't have the snap, otherwise. Pyroblast.
Yeah, I agree. That one would be good.
Pyroblast would be nice.
Wizards won't give it to us though.
How
They're
about
cowards.
Murderous Cut?
That was a
Alright.
divot or
Cracking the clue.
preordain, I believe.
Okay,
Preordained into crack Tameo clue, it looked like.
maybe.
Yeah.
No, that's a Snapcaster Mage in the back. That's
Okay.
Snap.
He drew it off the clue, it looked like.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Okay. Well, Casey's hand is not amazing from what I can tell. 6.
I think it was land, sink, frog.
I think
But
that's right.
The sync can act as a counter spell.
It can. Casey's probably debating what to do. I'm going to play
There's
a
the
land. Probably leave up the sink. Another bolt. It is.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay.
So we have 2
All
bolts.
right, we got a game
Bolt,
again,
bolt, snap,
boys.
bolt.
Yep.
You see Trevor shake his head too, so he knows. Okay.
I don't think you wait.
Dude, what a fun matchup. This has been great.
I mean, if we had an advantage bar, it's swung back and forth
It has
5
a lot.
times
It
now.
has a
buddy.
lot, yeah. I think Trevor is slightly favored at the moment.
Well,
'cause
Casey also does have frog.
he does, but he doesn't have enough cards to protect it from something. I
From
guess he
like a bolt.
does. Well, here's what you do. You would go to, well, I guess you can't block frog because the card's broken as heck. Okay, never mind. I was going to say we could snap target bolt and then try to bolt it, but okay.
All right, he's going for it. 3 damages on the Murktide. His attempt to kill it. This one will get.
Oh, does Trevor have a Murktide?
This is not the best sync I've
disagree
ever
with
seen.
this.
Do you?
Yeah, I disagree with this. So he's syncing. You can't sync your own card.
All right, Judge. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
that needs to be a case.
Oh, he's reading it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yep. I think Trevor's favored from this position. I mean, even
I
if
do
you.
too. I actually think the blue-red deck has better top decks.
Yeah, he just lets it resolve. So Trevor Casey's left with a
I believe
Frog
there's
and
a
a sync.
stern scolding
There
in
is.
Trevor's hand.
There is. Yep.
brutal.
So he can scold the frog. I don't know
That's
what
an
that
Odawara.
You need a big draw step. Looked like a consider.
consider.
We're gonna
Yep, that would
start
make sense
there.
why he's paying 1 mana. Okay.
Moon says.
That's a dragon.
Oh, another
Keeping
dragon.
that. Definitely. Right. Seems good.
Moon says cryptic command. Trevor needs some cryptic commands. Yeah, that would be real good right now.
The dragon will be a 4 power.
Yep, a 4/4. How many Murktides does? Oh, he leaves with Frog. Yeah, that's a good conversion on the Scolding there.
Now we probably tie it here. We'll see if he does. No.
Just passes.
You can't walk into flame.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right.
It's a
That's the
hall.
hall. That's the hall.
Oh yeah.
Talking about win cons
Oh,
earlier, there's
yeah.
one of them.
That is insane. If we see a hall win a game of Modern today, I am gonna
Pick him up now. TCG low.
That was a cling to dust. That's interesting.
Ooh, that's sweet.
That's a pretty good draw,
That's a
actually.
hot one, yeah.
Would be kind of interesting if Trevor or Casey goes for the cling to dust on one of the bolts, and Trevor goes snap bolt you, put him to 13. That means the Murktide or the hall is a 2-turn.
Yeah, he should target preordained. Yeah, that's the smart target.
Yep. Draws a card, draws a
Bowman.
Bowmaster.
Bowman is-
Hey, he blocks.
Yeah, that makes Hall look a little embarrassing. Never mind. Don't pick him up.
Don't
Don't pick him up. TCG low.
Cancel it. Clear your cart.
Clear the card.
Oh, the honor!
Dude, it's insane.
Are we going to see an offspring honor here?
I think we actually might. How?
If that gets synced, that's the best.
Because
The
the
best
offspring's
honor.
on resolve, right? It's not on cast.
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
resolve.
Okay.
But also it means that
So
the honor ate the removals.
Oh,
And it's so bad.
I mean, this
Do
is a
it,
great
do it.
match. He's gonna. There's.
God.
You don't not do it here, right?
Try to not be too loud.
Okay.
We don't want him to hear us.
So the best part is that we can, if they sync it, you can fetch and play it again.
I know.
We just scream.
Let's go.
So awful.
Turtle Power says.
Yeah, Casey's like sitting back, she's like, oh, they're screaming. It's the, it's the honor. Oh.
Turtle says he better have the token. We were saying that earlier.
In before dress down.
No, what are you
Oh.
doing?
He's being
We're being conservative.
That is so ridiculous. ridiculous. Offspring all day.
You're just slamming it there.
Hell yeah, I'm slamming
Did
it.
he hit at
He
least
hit a
bolt?
bolt. He hit a bolt.
Hit
Okay.
anything else, or does it have to be?
And do the cards go to the graveyard or bottom?
Bottom and
Bottom.
around.
Okay.
For sure. Okay. Man, this has been a fun topic.
It's
This
a
is
wild
great
game.
one to have on camera.
Oh, just sink.
Yeah, that's the take.
That's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah, I would imagine.
We could have two.
You just show him. You just go, okay, I'm going to put this for the Murktide.
You do have to reveal too, don't you? So
yeah,
it's
you do.
funny.
Yeah, you do. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm going to show you this.
We get an upset face by Turtle because no offspring.
I agree. I agree.
No, that cling is going to be kind of annoying. He's gonna cling the stern here now.
The problem with this play is it's kind of that interaction that Cranial Plating had with Archon Raptor was a huge combo. Casey's his only threat is Murktide Legion.
I know.
Yeah.
He can't play it.
Well, yeah, I think Casey's just going to play for the long game, generate cards, and then try a frog later or Bowman. He's not too worried about the Murktide, especially because he just saw the stupor, right? Like Murktide isn't
All I'm
particularly
saying
good
is,
with it.
Casey's got to worry. There's a 16-turn clock in play.
That's true. And there's a hall.
There's a hall
Yeah.
too. The hall. So okay, well, it looks like Trevor's out of surveil lands.
Yeah.
But he still has Snapcaster Bolt in hand.
Trevor also down to 9. It's worth noting there is a Bowman over there.
Casey
so-
also has a counterspell down hand.
Yeah.
Okay. This is anyone's game.
It is.
It's a
This is-
Tamio.
Right, it's a
Insane.
counterspell, right?
Yeah,
I was just say, right, it's a counter. I don't
that's
know.
the best thing that Tamio's ever going to be used for.
No.
Are you leaving this honor on defense, or are you assuming he drew a Bowmaster in your
see-
NB?
Man, it's a tough one.
This is a good game.
Yeah.
This has been a fun game.
I kind of think that you activate the wall. I'm getting aggressive here.
Oh, he sets the mana. He sets all mana to the right.
So what he's
Wow.
saying, this is a big.
He looks at his life total.
Trevor's calling Casey out right now. He's like, you don't have.
Oh, yes, Bowman. Bowman will get some blocks.
That's
Oh,
8
wow.
damage.
Wow,
That's 8.
Casey takes. Okay, I didn't expect that
Wow.
either.
DBZ says Andrew's way too excited, more excited than his.
But what?
Third. let you read Kyle's this.
More excited than the what?
More excited than his third.
Oh goodness,
Well, you know, otters are pretty exciting. They're cute and adorable.
they are cute. and
Offspring
adorable.
ones are.
Yeah.
True.
Those are the cutest ones.
All right, so back to the game here. Does deploy the Tameo after combat.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
So we're deploying the
I'm
Bowman.
surprised. I'm surprised the Bowman did not just the 1/1 token didn't just jump in front of the 7/7. That would seem really free to me. I would have done that for sure.
The token gain, trade the token to gain 7. I'm all
Yeah,
for
and
it.
then
yeah.
later, if we draw another one, we get another token. Like it just,
Yeah,
burns
Casey,
his mana.
Casey losing half his life.
that's a
total
lot
in
of life.
exchange.
I would
yeah,
not. Have,
that's
I would
huge.
not have allowed that. I would have said, okay, you'll spend 7 mana to remove a 1/1.
Also, the thing that
I can't believe we let the Tameo resolve either. To be honest with you. Wow, what a game, dude! This has been great.
Top deck preordain. That's a good
huge,
one.
Huge. We need a removal spell for that Tameo.
Land.
Goodbye.
Bottom.
Goodbye. I guess we do still have that Murktide too.
Draws a.
Casey does. So he can jam a Murktide here.
Another counter spell. Okay.
We do have enough to Murktide hold up counterspell too. That's pretty huge, actually.
this is interesting. Why are we putting this as a land?
He's going to go Murktide with double counterspell shields back up.
Doesn't have enough cards in here though, does he?
He can use the swamp to cast the Murktide, exiling the 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he played it tap.
He's just
okay.
like, no, change your mind. Change your mind. I'd be like, no, take T backsies.
It's so cool.
No, it isn't. Just my opponent sat there taking 3. They bolted themselves. I want that on the record.
He did have enough mana to do that line though, right? Swamp, 2
No,
mana.
no.
Okay.
He's one. He can do. It'll be 3 mana up.
Oh yeah. Looks like you realized that.
And I agree with Casey's line here. Just don't even sleep. Oh my god, that's so brutal. Second sink.
Yeah.
All right, Tameo, get up in there, girl.
And with Trevor being at 8, this Otter is actually a pretty annoying blocker for this Bowmaster
Oh,
token.
super annoying. Yeah.
Now here's a real question. You fired the hall again?
No way. No way.
I'm getting frisky.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't believe we did it last turn.
I'm getting up in there.
He didn't block last turn. Let's try again.
Well, this turn he will block.
Could double counterspell. You could like force it with a snapcaster.
I
Maybe?
can't believe we didn't counter Tameo.
I'm surprised too. You'd have an
We
answer
didn't, we
for it.
didn't. We didn't know he was going to draw another counter spell, obviously, but with the Murktide in hand and the Cling and Yard too, I think you really gotta.
If I'm Trevor, I'm taking my time here. I mean, this is life
Yeah, it's
totals
big.
at 8, game 3. Winner goes to the semis.
Yeah, winner is winning in for an invite, so pretty big match for sure.
Here's the real question: do you get him with the otter too?
No.
I like the Otter on defense to block
Yeah,
this
I would send
Bowmaster.
Tameo Hall. Okay.
Oh.
So he's getting in there. So
He wants the invite.
the nice.
the invite. Get a clue. Yeah.
So the interesting thing about this doing this play puts Casey at 7.
It does.
7. That hall is 7.
It's true.
It doesn't matter if you have Murktide. That hall's coming in.
See, 1,
Yeah.
2.
Chump with Bowman.
Current-
Is it a frog?
It's a frog.
Okay.
So currently, Murktide, if it's deployed, can only be a 6/6. If I'm, because there's not a Cling in his
7/7.
graveyard.
It's a
Yeah, it's a
7/7.
Cling.
It can be a
Okay.
7/7.
Okay. But again, Trevor is sitting on 2 sinks, right?
Yeah, 2 sinks.
Casey has all the counter spells. This is really interesting. Yeah. I wonder if we just Murktide hold up double counter spell. That
think
seems
you
pretty
do.
good.
I think you do.
Well, no, that's bad in the hall.
It's real bad in
Yeah,
the hall.
the attack with the Bowman was really bad. If that was going to be our line, we shouldn't.
You
attack
can play
Bowman.
you can play the frog and just have the frog be the chump blocker. But the issue is like this Murktide is not doing anything.
He needs
We
to get
shouldn't
a
have attacked with the Bowman.
I think you need to play both cards
Yeah, I
based
don't.
on his line.
I don't like that attack with the Bowman. I think that was pretty loose.
All right, so we're deploying a 7/7 Murktide.
I guess
getting ready to play.
it does trade with Hall if you want it to.
Both players at 7,
I guess
game
now-
3.
yeah,
Oh no!
All right.
This is when you blow them out. double sync.
He knows.
He knows
about
of the.
He knows one sync,
Okay.
so he's.
Yeah, I mean, then we don't get to fire up. I mean, we have a clue and a Tameo, so it's like.
Or
we're
get a
good.
clue speed.
Yeah. Oh, preordain off the top.
That's not good into the.
Bowmaster.
We still have snap again too. So if we. Yeah, you just double sync.
If you're Trevor, you have to assume he has at least one counter spell. He missed a bunch of land drops, so he got 2 cards.
Or no, because here's an interesting line. You could sync the Murktide. They have to counter it.
Yeah.
You then can snap bolt the frog.
Yeah.
And they have to hold the Murktide back as defense. Because your Tameo can.
So you're leading with sync, gets counter
You
spell.
lead into
Yep.
the sync.
Looks like he agrees with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I like that.
Your opponent can't, if the Murktide gets bounced, they can't commit.
I mean, this is the line Casey set himself up for, right? Like, you have to counter spell this.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Very strange.
Because Casey only is aware of the one sync, not the second one either.
Been a really cool game. Oh, he's gonna let it go. Okay.
Let's
That's so
resolve.
disciplined.
Wow.
That's so disciplined.
Wow, dude. Casey with the pace.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because Trevor can't fire up Hall now, so you don't care.
I think
that
you
much.
attack with the Tameo.
Yeah.
And then just.
How about this? You attack with Tameo, and then Casey just goes block with Frog, discard Murktide, discard Counterspell, eat it.
I
That'd
think
be
that's
something.
what he's doing.
That'd be really good.
So right now,
I think he's lining up for a frog. A
Yeah.
big
I'm
frog.
just attacking if I'm Trevor here with. He has both Snap Bolt and Sync into hand, so you.
Dude, what a game. This has been great. I've had a lot of fun watching this.
I think he just. I kind of like pass.
Attacking with Otter.
I could be.
Shocked, to be honest. Huh. Casey's confused too.
We're
I
all
don't
stunned.
understand- I don't understand that attack at all. Stunning, really.
Block.
I don't even think he needs to discard. Yeah, he's going
Shrugs.
Oh, he's bumping.
The Murktide.
You just let it go. I think you let it go.
No, we protect our Otters around here, Andrew.
Should attack with the first place.
Yeah, that's so weird, man.
So Casey's
Yeah,
still
I think,
sitting on.
I think you just let it go. You just
Yeah,
have
definitely.
to. You have to.
Trevor's probably gonna lose this game. The Frog's about to take over. Now Tameo's gonna have to like chump block. Because how we played. This is why you don't send the Otters, because you want to chump with the Otter.
Right.
But I guess the Otter can't chump because Frog's broken. I just always forget how busted this card is. You
Well-
just can't block Frog. It's unblockable.
Well, Casey had no cards in his graveyard though. You need 3 to
you're-
jump. So
you're right.
I would,
You're
I
right.
would
That's
leave
a good
Otter
point.
back on
That's a
defense
good
for
point.
sure.
Yep.
Attack
I
with
forgot
Tameo.
he has
They're
like, no
incentivized to dump.
And then if he pitches his whole hand, yeah.
Man. Interesting.
So curious what Trevor's line
I
was with
think.
attacking.
Like so, Casey letting the Murktide get bounced. I think it's going to get. It's really going to get Trevor here because it's representing that he doesn't have counterspell.
Sure.
Okay, so Trevor goes to sink the frog. It's counterspelled. Casey left with 1 card in hand, which is a counterspell. Second copy.
Yeah. I think we're about to see why Frog is broken. About to kind of take over.
Well, Tameo can block it currently. Oh, he can
I
go
would just-
spellbomb, crack, draw a card, jump frog.
Well,
Or
it
don't need
doesn't
to jump
even need
frog.
to jump
Yeah,
frog.
yeah. A card.
Yeah, I don't even know that you want to jump it. You just want to ask, do you want to lose your
Spell
Tameo?
snare.
That's great too.
Pretty good sequence. Shut off his Snapcaster completely with that
Yeah.
spellbomb into spell
Casey
snare.
has
draw.
to be really careful though here.
He
His
does.
hand has not lined up, and if Trevor, if he goes for like an attack with the frog like this, and Trevor top decks a bolt, the game's over.
Because of the hall.
No, we just counterspell bolt.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you would just spell bolt.
This frog might take over.
Trevor
Takes
said
2.
No block.
Draws a push.
Oh, well, there goes the haul. Uh-oh.
Draws a
Oh,
card.
and now we get a... Oh, popping the clue might have been a whoops. Because now that loses life and gives Casey another blocker and another attack. Uh-oh. It's tough, though.
What
It's
a game.
tough to not draw a card there.
Counterspell.
Okay.
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 Flame.
Oh,
It's
expressive.
expressive.
Okay.
That's huge.
That is huge.
Casey probably snares that, right? I imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to convert your
He'll
snare on that.
for sure.
But then he does have Snapcaster.
Yeah. Then when you recast the EI, you counterspell it, and then you just jump frog for lethal.
Tammy will block it.
Tammy,
Fly. Or just Tamio fly. Yep. Oh, I didn't realize Tamio flew.
Yeah. All right, we see the spell snare on the expressive iteration.
Yep.
So now Trevor goes to counterspell that. Player's going to unload their hands here.
Wow, this is sweet.
Well, Casey does have the push for the Tamio, so it could be a
the
lethal
game,
attack.
I think the game is, almost. I'm surprised Casey went.
That's an Odawara.
Oh, we've seen this before.
We've been
seen this
here
before. All right. The question is it good enough?
Because you're getting pressured by Bowmaster.
It is if Casey is too aggressive, but if Casey just plays patient, Casey's going to be fine. Casey just needs to not throw the game over pretty much. Because he has the push, so he's never losing the ball if he just isn't crazy. He just has to not be too wild.
And again, for everyone watching, this is the quarterfinals, so these are not timed rounds, so players can take their time finding these lines.
I don't think he cast
You
that.
have to not cast it, right? That's the key here.
Let it go.
Yep, and he does. Okay. Well, that should be an obvious signal to Casey that there's no Odawara again. Or double spell. It's a signal that hers is not good enough. Casey should just be nice and patient here. I would just send Frog and nothing else. Just Frog attack.
Draws a Bloodstained Mire.
Yeah, Frog attack. If you block, it's the Bloodstained Mire. Oh. Be careful now, Casey. Be careful now.
Push resolves, killing Tamio.
Casey.
Combat.
Shit. Oh, yeah, he left the token back.
That's 3 damage.
And
we get to replay the frog too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's 3 damage, you just go to 1.
And for those of you questioning why he didn't attack with the tokens, because Trevor has a haul sitting there in his lands, which deals 7 damage.
I bounce it, and it gets replayed. Yep. Take 1, go to 3. Frog gets replayed.
And we still hold counterspell.
Yeah, still have counterspell available.
Wild games.
This has been awesome. This has been a great match. Thank God they banned Nadu, dude.
I know.
We did not get games like this often enough.
Modern's healing, guys. Grab your decks.
Healing, yeah. It might be some busted cards, but at least they're fun.
Preordained. So he's got 2 preordained.
2 preordained.
You just have to.
You do, but Bowman is just a disaster. We go to 2.
And the token's lethal.
The token's lethal. Flame can't draw cards anymore. We die.
All right. Main phase snap. Casey looks at his 1 of counterspell.
Target EI probably, and then we might counter EI. You might just let it go though too.
Let it resolve.
Casey really exhibited a lot of patience in
Absolutely.
this game, man.
Yep.
Just really refusing to.
And this is kind of coming down to Trevor taking out his galvanic discharges. Yeah, it's
not being able to kill those bowmen. We're also just really seeing the power of Frog, too.
Oh, right. It's Otter time.
Otter time. Hey, he blocks extremely well.
Not a
Dig
frog.
4.
It's dig 4, dude.
Dig 4.
I'm thinking it's Augur of Bolas, not Otter of Bolas.
1 more.
The bolt could be the next card.
1 more.
Oh, no, he heard you.
He found it. I think the judge
Fairly certain you're supposed to resolve it correctly.
Oh, we found the flame. Casey has the one of counterspell though.
Yeah.
If he goes to flame, the game's over. He just jumps frog.
Yep.
Or
No.
no. He'd go to one.
You go to
Pitch his
one.
hand. Yep. Is this the best game you guys have had on stream all day?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not
Yeah.
even close. This has been a really
I
good
think
match.
he just passed.
The match has been awesome. This is the first time we've seen like two like fair decks play each other. Totally fair.
Excellent. Yeah, and I
I feel like
believe
an energy mirror would actually be fun to watch too, to be honest.
You just got it. You got to pass. You can't cast preordains.
I believe the winner of this match will play. Boros is waiting for them in the semis.
Okay,
So
Braxton.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, we're going for the flame.
Fun.
I mean, it's so tempting if you're Trevor's seat, right? Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
on
there's
one
one card,
card.
you gotta
You have
do
a
it.
wizard in play. You can
Yeah.
nuke his frog, draw. Well, you want to draw too, but what are the other modes? Anything else relevant besides 4 damage?
Funny enough,
no.
what I would probably do in this, well, yeah, you can't do that. Never mind.
Kill the bowman, draw 2.
But then you die. We don't even have to.
No. Kill the bowman, draw 2. It resolves in order. Kill the
I know,
bowman
but
first.
if Casey didn't counter, he won. Because then he just goes discard the frog, jump it 3.
Yep. So
he just shouldn't have countered.
Discards the frog. Now we're seeing the power of this card come through.
Yeah, Casey had to. If Casey did not counterspell there, he had to win. That's insane. Casey had to let it resolve. Because then he just goes discard, kill you. Crazy. Dude.
Okay, correction. So there's Boros energy and Mardu energy waiting in the semis. So the winner of this plays Mardu.
Plays second frog. This is gonna be tough.
Here we go.
Well, we can't, and we're just dead. 2 blockers. Can't cast preordain if we die to bowman. 1. Oh boy.
Can you activate?
I think
No,
we're
you're
dead.
just dead.
I think Casey did it. What a battle, dude. This was good stuff.
This is a great match where either one of these players, or if you're a control player, you go back and watch this from turn 1 and through all the sequencing.
Oh, I can tell you where it went wrong. You didn't offspring the
Didn't
other.
offspring.
That may have been it.
Chat.
That may have
Offspring
actually been
your
it. Having another body and another card could have been
offspring
absolutely
your
huge,
otters.
obviously.
Let that be a lesson to the kids at home. Always offspring the otters.
True.
Make sure you have the token though.
Yeah, gotta have the token.
So how many cards are in Casey's graveyard? Can you jump both frogs?
I'm sure. But being at 1, I suppose if there is less than 6 cards in the yard, we could. It's got to be less than 5.
Trevor reveals his hand and puts on his cards.
What a match, dude.
Awesome match.
No!
That was a great match.
Well played by both players.
4 otters.
All right, see you, man. Have a good night. Okay. Well, looks like we have Murktide versus Mardu, and on the other side we have Boros versus. Do you know who won the other quarterfinal? Okay, we'll find out.
I'll go find out.
Get back to you. Be back in a minute. All right, we are back for the semifinals. We have Quinton Raider on Tron versus Braxton on Boros Energy. Quinton was the higher seed, so he was on the play. It looks like he has turn 3 Tron on the play, which is absolutely brutal. Still at 20 life. So what's chat's opinions on all the different Eldrazi variants out there? Is Through the Breach the best version? Is Eldrazi Tron the best version? What about the red-green Eldrazi ramp? There's a bunch of different variants, and what do you guys see success with?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about what is the best version of Eldrazi in Modern currently?
Eldrazi,
The Tron?
Eldrazi.
Yeah, I'm going to vote Breach, but that's because I'm biased.
I think. Okay, so I guess the better version was the worst version of Tron. Because I think because Tron's super viable in a lot of different decks, like archetypes. I think mono green, like this traditional Tron, is probably the worst.
Okay, and I would have to agree. So what you missed was Quinton's the higher seed. He was on the play with turn 3 Tron. He goes Amulet, Kicker, Microspawn on turn 3 on the play, exiling Braxton's White Source, putting a 3/3 into play. Gets to ramp him, see kind of land he's grabbing. Do they play Years of Saga in these Tron variants?
No.
Okay.
And that's another thing that they're losing out on. The fact that the Eldrazi Tron list just gets to play a ring plus super quick clock is really good. And the whatchamacallit, the breach list that you are a huge fan of,
Yeah.
also super quick clock. It's super quick. You need to interact with it or the deck just kills you, or you can kill them before they do the thing.
Absolutely. And this is a perfect example of how powerful being on the play is in Modern. Braxton actually had the Blood Moon in hand, but was on the draw.
Oh, this is brutal.
And
here.
it's
absolutely brutal.
I mean,
this might be a pick up the cards kind of moment.
Oh yeah, I'm conceding immediately here, but we'll see it through.
What do we got? We got 8 mana, 9 Eldrazi mana
on turn 4.
Walking Ballista? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play
8 mana, play 4/4 Walking Ballista.
Ping your Guide to Souls.
Wow, that's really bad. So this is Braxton's still in this game now.
You can slam blood.
No, I think you slam the Flage. Okay.
Oh no.
Because now you're off the white. If you get the Flage, you slam it, kill the Walking Ballista. You hope your opponent doesn't have a follow up, which, funnily enough, they don't.
He doesn't. Doesn't look like it. Get in for 2. Is he going to grow the Ballista here, or does he have a play?
But now Braxton just can't play anything.
Nope.
So strange. Why
did Quinton end up grow his Ballista?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Why didn't he do that?
We're in the semis. We had turn 3 Tron. We're just excited. All right, see if he remembers to grow his Ballista here. 4 mana.
Oh, it's a KGC.
Another card.
What do you wish for, though?
Well, he's untapped.
Haywire.
Haywire might. Yep. So you can just pop that. Unlock
let's
Tron.
Let's go to game 2. Let's go to game 2. You just let Braxton go to his end step. Haywire. Oh, that's a Raptor.
It's a good.
We're about to get amped.
Raptor trigger. We've got 3 energies we can cast.
A Johnny. Okay.
And a Johnny. Powerful play when you're on turn 2, but not so good on turn 4 or 5. When you're staring down Tron.
Not great.
All right. Quentin's going to take 1. Activate Haywire Might. Gain 2. Pop the Moon. Unlock Tron. Untap with 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a blowout. On the plus side, on the next game, Braxton's on the play, but if he gets to start a line that's garbage that doesn't work in this matchup.
Absolutely.
If he has like an Ocelot Pride start, that's how you overwhelm Tron. Because they don't play O-Stone anymore.
It's
all his dust.
Just all his dust, right? Yep. So okay.
So your land hate strategies are super effective. You just got to get enough pressure going very early.
Yep. And we're packing them up, going to game 2. And I mean, that's a whole different game with Braxton to play, right?
Oh,
He
yeah.
goes guide into I don't think he had the Raptors opener into Blood Moon.
Oh wow, Noah looks like he's getting a little bit squished right now too.
I mean, this also looks like a fun match to
Yeah.
watch, right? We've got Classic Control versus Mardu Energy. Notably, if you're Noah, you are favored a little bit more than the Boros variant because you have access to Thoughtseize, Obnix List, and Bowmasters. 3 powerful cards against the Murktide deck.
Now, if Casey doesn't have an immediate response to this Flage, Noah can actually just like steal this game. Oh no, it's we're just gonna surveil. Now, if we do a follow up with a second Murktide region, that could be backbreaking.
All right, Surveil, Bins of Bloodstain, untapped. Draws
That's
another
another
Murktide.
Murktide. There you go. So we play this other Murktide and grow the first Murktide.
Brutal. And Mardu's only clean answers to Murktide is Static Prison, 2 of.
And if you got 2 of them, then there's just no out. So what do we have in hand besides the Murktide? I think it was a Consider.
Well, sorry, well, notably, Casey's at 7, and that's a Flage. I apologize. I thought that was an Johnny with the glare.
Oh, we adjusted once we
Yeah.
adjust the life totals. Okay.
Yep.
Much different.
Okay, we're going to deploy the second Murktide. 2 instants or sorceries, growing our first Murktide to a 9/9. Yep, and we just have to stay on defense against this Flage. We're at 7.
Oh, and we got another Flage.
Another
land.
Flage and a Johnny.
So if we have land, we can do the okay.
Do we know what that token is? Is that a devil token off the Ob? Would be my guess.
I'm guessing it's a devil, yeah. So no matter what, Noah just closes it out here.
Yep, block, ping you, put you to 3, recast the.
Yeah, block.
It's a devil.
Yeah, block.
Okay.
You take the 1 damage, go to 3, Flage you.
Brutal. Yep.
Well, that was another Murktide in Casey's game. It was oops all Murktide.
And that's a huge win if you're Noah because the matchup only gets better. You've got access to cards like the Nightmare, which is brutal for the control deck. Keep reanimating all of your threats. Thoughtseize into a Johnny into Obnix is difficult as it gets if you're the Murktide player. If you're Casey, what are you bringing in?
Let's see. Consign to Memory is actually pretty good against the energy deck. It
Interesting.
stops all the triggers.
Okay.
So like the only energy trigger it doesn't stop is Discharge. But like you can stop the Ajani trigger from flipping. You can stop the Helix trigger. Oh yeah, of course you got Flood Moon.
Flood Moon. Okay, back to the other side on the semis. Braxton
this is exactly where Braxton wants to be. Turn 1, Ragavan, uncontested. This is the stuff that Tron players just wake up with a cold sweat at night thinking about.
Absolutely. This is the start. You're almost mulliganing to a. You need a turn 1 threat. Turn 2 Blood Moon.
Oh my goodness. This is potentially just lights out.
Do you deploy Raptor here because you know you're not threatened by Tron next turn? So I think you deploy Raptor. If I'm Braxton, I'm going to Raptor. I like this.
Guide of Souls and Raptor. This is very, very explosive, very powerful, and you're going to be able to cast. Ooh, even better.
Is that a $50 cat? Yeah. All right, gain an energy, gain a life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're close. We're close.
I think he went that line, Andrew, because I don't see a third land in his hand, and he wants to deploy Blood Moon off the Ragavan trigger.
I think so. And if by waiting a turn, he knows his opponent's not going to try next turn, and by waiting a single turn, if he draws a fetch land, he get the plains and unlock all his mana. There's almost no downside.
So the best card Quentin could have here. No, he did. I thought that was a Drowsing Temple. No, Kozilek's Command isn't even good enough anymore. So he's just gonna take whatever Braxton has here.
I think Braxton just go to combat, swing. Don't even give him any more information yet until after combat.
Well, you might want to deploy Raptor pre-combat to jump Guide of Souls for an extra 2 damage, and then main phase 2, you get the treasure. You can deploy Blood Moon.
Here's an issue though: is that Braxton goes for the Raptor, and so he taps out of Blood Moon range, and if his opponent uses the Kozilek's command on the Ragavan, it shuts that possibility down.
Yep, good call. Well, no, he can't Kozilek's command because X has to be 1, and right now Quentin only has 2 mana.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But Braxton agrees with your line. He goes to combat first.
You just don't want to give him any information.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
Honestly, I wouldn't have even played the Arid Mesa. Don't even show him that you had the land.
Well, if your plan is to deploy Blood Moon, you want to fetch your white source, right?
Well, you don't want to show him you have the white source until after combat.
Right. Okay.
Because now we're just slamming Blood Moon. There's nothing they can do.
So if you're Quentin and you see this Blood Moon on the stack, what are you cracking that map for? Forest?
Forest.
Yep.
Got to be forest.
Okay. Does it even play Visage? I don't think so. I think it's just Haywire Might.
Interesting. Okay, we're gonna do a Raptor thing first.
Triggers get gain a life. Get 2 energy from the Raptor.
Charmaw.
Oh my word! Did
Do
he
we have
just?
enough for the Charmaw?
I believe he does.
That's brutal.
We just Raptored into a Charmaw on turn 3.
That's brutal. And then so now they have to fetch, and then now you just slam the Blood Moon.
These games have been so play draw dependent.
It's so massive in this, especially for the Boros Energy deck. The difference between it being on the play and on the draw is absolutely massive.
Yep. So Karma on the stack. Quentin's going to crack his map. Braxton's going to nuke his tower, it looks like. Main phase 2, Sacred Foundry plus 2 treasures, Blood Moon.
And step, get a cat.
It's like we're going to a game 3. Do you remember the cat?
He did not. It's 11 damage.
Braxton says I don't even need it.
To be fair, really doesn't. I really don't see the out.
Kyle goes, this game sucks.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Turn 3, Raptor into Charma. Wild. I haven't seen that one yet. Back to Quentin for not conceding here. Going to his draw stuff. All right, picks it up.
It takes an awful lot for Quentin to concede. He's one of those players. You got to respect it.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Braxton gets a call, has to go home, concede. Who knows? All right,
Car's on fire.
Car's on fire. You never know what's going to happen. Never surrender, never concede. All right, we're going to a game 3. So this is a 2-slaughter RCQ. So winners of both these matches will get an invite. Going back to the other side of the table.
Sideboarding must took a long time. Holy cow.
To be fair, Braxton killed in turn 3.
I mean, that's true.
Sinkhole, cascading into a sinkhole and a 4/4 turn.
I hear good things.
Okay.
So Casey's got a Deluge in hand, and they have a Spell Snare in hand. So their hand is pretty well set up to be anything that Noah does on their turn 2 or
If you're,
I would be one to start to really I don't know, play something for Noah to have an out to it. If you got the frog, just play the frog sort of thing.
yeah, that makes sense. I've played a fair amount of Mardu, and honestly, the main card that you're scared of as the turns progress is Murktide. Like Frog, you can answer. Murktide, you have 2 static prisons. That's your only clean answer to it. So usually in this matchup, you just run your threats into the counter spells. You want to set up a turn where you can Thoughtseize clear the way for something.
The Nightmare.
Yeah, for the Nightmare, for a Raptor into a Johnny. The convenience Noah also has is once he resolves a threat, he can ob with Casualty, forcing Casey to counter. Presumably one of them.
This is the reason to be. This matchup in particular is the reason to be playing Mardu.
Yep.
Because Nexus is so brutal.
Absolutely. So you lose the mana base is obviously weaker playing Mardu, but you gain Thoughtseize, Bowmaster, whereas Boros is faster, better mana base, and you have Blood Moon. So for people watching, considering those, you just kind of pick your poison, pick what decks you want to have favor against.
If you want the what I would call a high roll option, I would do Mardu.
Yep.
If you want the more consistent deck, you play the Boros deck. But I think Casey, based on the way this game has the opening turns, because the opening turns for the control deck are the turns that really make or break the game. I think Casey's in a commanding position.
Yeah, I definitely think we're in for a long game here. I mean, he has a second spell snare in his hand, Bowmasters.
Oh, no, the Sauce left side is not making it to the end step.
I think Casey's gonna let that one resolve.
Oh, he's gonna let it resolve. He's got a Bowman in hand.
And that's the thing too, is you can't really board out Osla Pride in this matchup. It's still, if it goes unanswered.
Well, the card is so broken.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just hope that it sticks.
All right. Bowmasters, Casey now has pressure. And interesting enough, in the Harbinger sees the Flood Moon.
He sided it in, actually.
Okay, which is probably not that great against Boros, but against Mardu with their
because their mana is so greedy.
Yeah,
they have to be.
It looks like Noah's somewhat aware of that and has a mountain, fetch a mountain, unless that was just drawn.
He did not fetch for it. But this is kind of the tricky situation with these kind of Blood Moon effects. When do you drop it? Like, Noah's can respond and grab the swamp, right?
Right.
So it's like...
Well, they don't play a swamp.
Really. Oh, really?
They play 1 plains, 1 mountain in the Mardu list, yeah.
So that actually would have been a perfect time to play it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Casey's hand is Harbinger, Toxic Deluge, and a Spell Snare. I haven't had a good look at Noah's, what he has going on.
He plays pretty close to the vest. So on Backstreet, Shadowy Backstreet.
He has a full grip. Flash. I like that play. Answers Bowmasters. If he counterspells it, you're okay with it, right? You have enough cards in your graveyard, so.
It takes a little bit of pressure off the board. The Bowman can get pretty obnoxious later in the game. You're just like getting yourself set up for the turn 5.
So it looks like Casey's going to have a window to resolve his Harbinger here, because it's going to shut off the Flage mana, cut Noah off of basically his entire deck besides red for... They don't play Bolt and Mardu, so it'd just be Discharge.
Just the Discharge, yeah.
Yeah. So this could be backbreaking for Noah if he doesn't have an answer to it here. Especially if you can back it up with a counterspell. Okay, you have 3 islands and a mountain.
No problem.
That card will get you, man. Like, you're always so worried about Blood Moon and whatnot, but then the Merfolk.
It's so funny seeing the decks that, like, the blue-red decks, like, they like side to beat the Harbinger, but not the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
It's a tricky game you gotta play.
It is tough. Okay. Right. So we're going back over to Boros versus Tron. Quentin was on the play for this match. Looks like he has assembled Tron. I can't...
No. That's Ugin's Labyrinth.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Okay. Ugrin's Labyrinth plus mine.
So we're going to have 4 mana on turn 3.
He's not under a lot of pressure with the Sajani, though.
Nope. We drew the basic, though. That's huge.
So does he have a Kozilek's Command in hand? That would be the next best thing. It's so brutal because it removes Braxton's pressure while ramping Quentin, too. So,
well, we do have a Charm. You just go to combat. You hit your phone, fetch for the planes, and then Charm off.
Brax and I were having this conversation before this. What are the best cards against Tron? And the answer is Charm Out. The fact that it comes down so quickly, you can cast on turn 3, and it's 4/4 flyer.
It's brutal.
It's insane pressure.
Yeah, the clock that you're presenting, that's the best part about it. And I think you just hit, one of the Tron
and Quentin does not have the Kozilek's Command, so this is going to get bad very quickly. Untap draws another land. I think he searched for a tower.
No, excuse me. He drew the other power plant. He drew a dupe.
Okay.
which is perfect because that's the one that Braxton blew up.
Oh, Braxton has another Charma. Now, looking at his list, it's like Braxton's playing 4 Charma on the sideboard too.
Good
So
Lord, he doesn't
he
want to
doesn't want to
lose.
lose to him, but it might pay dividends here to get him an invite.
7, put him to 13.
7. What are you
Or
blowing up
should
here?
be 10. Should be 10. We took damage.
You-
You blow up the power.
The power plant again. Yep.
You blow up the be redundant.
So it looks like he has a Ragavan as well. So are you running out Ragavan plus Charma here?
No, I think you could dash Ragavan. I'm
Okay.
not too worried about that. I would much rather just maybe play my fetch land and go get another elegant parlor.
Okay. Yep. Set up your.
Set up the following turn.
Looks like. Oh wow. Yep. And
Maybe Braxton.
these might just full send here. I mean, worst case for Braxton here is the 1 ring at this point.
Yeah, my concern would be they play a 1 ring and then get into Tron.
Yep.
Next turn, then all is dust to you.
Yeah, if it goes untap, Tron piece, ring, untap,
Yeah, that would
activate
be
Tron,
absolutely
all is
brutal.
dust. Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with your line there, fetching for the surveil, but because you can always dash Ragavan.
Yeah, just get a little bit more information.
Because you already have lethal on board. It's all right. Braxton has the bolt in hand.
Power.
Pass. You're happy to see that if you're Braxton. No ring.
Rumble. Full send.
So Quentin had a virtual 7.
And then you're tagging for 13.
Oh, did he draw a command? He did. So he can command for 2, exiling probably Ragavan. Looks like he's gonna go for the
And
Ajani.
you can get two Scions and block
In
the
block.
Ragavan and block.
Yep. Take 8, go to 2, and then Braxton has the bolt. All right, congratulations to Braxton getting his invite, making it to the finals.
Now they can't split. They're prizing. No splits. No
No
surrenders.
splits, no surrender. That's how we roll like Galactic. I never split it. I haven't split since 2014.
Never
I'm just kidding.
split.
It's a joke. I have a few times. Big events, yes. Okay, so Casey took down game number 2, so we're going to a game 3 here.
Yeah, that game too. It just was the classic like control setup where even though they were low on cards, their card quality was so much higher and could react more effectively to noisy late. And that the flood moon is just absolutely brutal. Perfectly timed. Look, Casey just shuffling.
I mean, there's a lot on the line here.
Cucumber.
This will be a fun one to watch. So I think the Mardu versus Murktide is entertaining. Back and forth, mid range versus control.
Yeah.
Closest thing we have
So
to John these days.
Who are you betting on this? You're betting man.
I'm betting on Noah here. 3 reasons actually. 1, he's on the play. 2, the fact that post board you can bring, or I don't know if he's playing all 4 Thoughtseizes, but you can bring in extra Thoughtseizes. But the main deck of Mardu is really built to beat control. So I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote Mardu. What about you?
Well, you know, Noah's my boy. I want him to win, but at the same time, last weekend I saw Casey get his teeth kicked in over and over and over again by Ben. I kind of want him to win just to get one under his belt, you know.
You guys top 8 of that event, right? So he was kicked out too bad.
It was pretty brutal.
All right, so kicking things off. No, huge for Casey that Noah didn't have a turn 1 play.
And that I think that's an elegant part that Noah played, and he left on top.
Okay. And Casey shocked in Watery Grave. So there's 2 schools of thought here. He obviously has the snare, or you can just bluff it. I mean, if I'm Casey, I'm 100% shocking that in bluff. Ooh, turn 2 Oslet.
No kitty cat.
It's a push. See, if you're Noah, you're okay with that, right? You don't want Cat to get bowmastered and just get blown out. You're okay with eating a push.
Bowmaster is playing way more brutal. Ooh, but this is a frog.
This is a frog. Know the answer. He does. It's a clean push.
Yeah.
That's a sideboard card for the Mardu list. Is push to answer opposing Sunburners. Also very good against frogs.
Yeah, that's got to be the Mardu list. Got to be favored into the Boros list to a certain extent.
It is.
From their sideboard cards.
Ob is actually pretty good. Bowmaster's Laser is the opponent's Oslet Prides. Thoughtseize is not great though. You side those out typically.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly Bowmasters. And the Nightmare card is good here.
Oh, Chthonian Nightmare.
Chthonian Nightmare, yeah.
I hear pretty good
DBZ
things about
says, next time I'm in tournament with you, Kev, I ain't splitting. It's all
No
right, dude. No
splits.
splits.
that. Never surrender.
That's okay with me, man. I love it.
I'm always of the, I don't care. I'll split whatever. I mean, play for the fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone goes no splits, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they didn't split. Just win, forehead.
All right. So Noah gets to resolve in a Johnny. And the scariest thing if you're in KCC is if he has an Ob in hand. You attack, get in for 3, sack the Johnny token to Ob with casualty, 2 Obs on the stack, a Johnny flip on the stack,
Okay.
deploys another frog and passes.
So what do you? So you play a lot of energy. Your opponent does this play. What are you thinking?
I'd have to take a look at Noah's hand. If I have removal, you're free to attack with a cat, right? Because you attack with cat, he
Can't
blocks.
block. Yeah, they can't block the Johnny.
Yep. And we're going with a pre-combat
I like this.
Ob. I like that too, so you don't pass priority. If those are wondering why don't you get in for the free 2 damage. So Noah gets 3 planeswalkers. Notably, Ob Nixless is red as well, so you can start doming your opponent or their creatures with Ob. The main Ob comes in with 3, so I'm just instantly making a devil, so I can block the frog,
Agreed.
force him to use his graveyard to jump.
One disgusting thing about the frog, though, that I don't think this has never come up in all the previous matches that we haven't talked about. Frog triggers are hitting Planeswalker too.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's so ridiculous.
I forget who I was playing the other day, and they didn't realize that either. Like, this card just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, the more you play against it, the more you're like, oh, this is disgusting.
So Noah
could activate, depending on the context of Noah's hand, you could minus the Ob and
make a second devil.
make a second one, then when the Ajani ability
to try to make Casey pitch an extra card to frog. Yeah, I see that, but at the same time,
you're just getting so much value.
So much value, so much pressure. So what Noah's doing now is zeroing a Johnny, making a 2/1 cat, and it triggers because Ob and the Devil token are red, shooting frog. So Casey is forced to pitch a card. So you're already netting a card, essentially.
The frog, we're jumping the frog, obviously. What are we jumping the frog to hit, though?
I think a Johnny is the most threatening at the moment. Yeah, so your frog
threatens the frog.
Yep. Your frog is currently a 2/3, so I'm pitching. Yep, you're pitching a spell, making it a lethal planeswalker attacker. Jumping it. Yep, see if he agrees. See if he kills the big Ob or the agrees, kills the Ajani. I think you have to kill the Ajani there. Yeah.
Too strong.
Too strong.
He's just checking.
And he checks, and there we go. That's why Frog's so strong. Draw another card. That's a push.
That's huge.
So Casey's hand is just pure gas. Didn't hit a land. So if he can
all killer, no filler.
If he can fend off these Obs for a few turns, he's going to be heavily favored.
I kind of think Noah missed a little bit of value last turn. Maybe it ends up hurting him in the long run, but the Ajani shot the frog.
Yep.
I don't think you aim for the frog because it's just a free discard if you don't have to follow up to kill it. You know what I mean? Just go face. Because now we're just in a position where you had 2 Obs rolling. That's awesome. But Casey had 2 less life. That's a lot. Because these Obs just deal you in chunks of 2.
Gets in for 3. That's the cat plus the devil 3 damage. No, interesting. Noah deciding not to crack his fetch in case it's 10 step. I don't know if he has all his surveillance in play, but if I'm missing something, I feel like you want to. Oh, he's got the Ob art. Very nice.
I'm curious why we didn't just push the cat. I think every point of life at this point in the game matters.
Yeah, I mean, these Obs are chunking you for 4 every turn.
I mean, I guess we could push the devil and then kill another Ob. But we're still going to be taking 1.
All right, decides to.
I don't know about that either.
Well, he's just trying to find lands at this point.
Yeah,
I think.
fair enough.
Draws that looks like a Pluto Delta.
That is Delta.
So we're jumping Frog again, filling number 1.
Big up.
Down. I mean, look at this Frog just 1v9. It's killed 2 Planeswalkers. It's drawn 2 cards.
Tell you what also hit the spot right now, Casey, is a Bowmaster.
Okay. Does he have one in hand there?
No, he
Okay.
does not. But if he found one, it could kill the cat and trade with both on the deck. Oh, that's the card.
Glistening.
Yeah,
Deal -1/-1 or -2/-2.
-1, but if it's a green or if it's a white or blue, it deals an additional -2, something like that.
Okay. And just like that, we've got a 3/4 Frog. The board is clear. Noah just has one.
There's one
left.
ob still, and Noah's not gaining any life off this ob. I think really, if you're Casey, you could, yeah.
There it is.
Glistening
Glistening
Deluge.
Deluge.
I think you just pitch this. If Noah pluses, you just pitch that preordain.
All right, so Noah's decided to crack his fetch. Presumably grabbing like a Rakdos Theater to surveil. He wants to hit a Flage here, but he doesn't. Andrew does have Casey does have a Spell Bomb.
Also, yeah. I think, yeah, we're hiding the spell bomb in case the Flage ever shows up. But you could really, any of those cards in Casey's hand, I could easily see just pitching to the op ability.
Oh yeah.
We just got to save our life at this point. Because this Frog by itself is going to win the game.
Yep.
So we just need to, we're just playing Protect the Frog.
Yeah, because if you're Casey, you look at the stock Mardu list, they have 2 Static Prison and usually like 1 Fatal Push in the sideboard. So you have 3 total answers in the Mardu list to get rid of this Frog.
Bowman, okay.
It doesn't do a whole lot on this board state. It does block Frog for a few turns, which is nice, buying Noah some time.
Yeah, I mean, it also, yeah, it makes it so Casey can't draw cards profitably, which that's huge.
That is huge.
Because the reason the Frog is so good, not only because it gets big and big and big, but it also dodges a lot of removal.
Yep.
It also just generates advantage by itself.
All right, Noah's getting.
Yeah,
Casey
you definitely fetch for your basic.
Assuming he's going to push the Bowmaster.
Yeah,
here.
you just push the Bowman.
Okay. If you're Noah, like his best follow-ups to this is that I can think of is a Raptor into a Johnny, maybe another Obnix list sacking the Bowmaster token with casualty.
Oh, another Ob would be brutal.
Because notably, the Ob tokens are not legendary, so you could have an Ob and 2 tokens. And I believe Oslic copies Ob
they do
tokens
copy Ob
with
tokens.
City's Blessing, which is just absurd. If anyone plays Mardu and you haven't had that come up before, your Ocelots make extra Ob tokens.
Yeah, the only token that doesn't that Ocelot can make that doesn't, work is the Orc Army. Because it's a 0/0.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Unless you have a dying trigger. If you have dying triggers, there you go. You got some Blood Artist triggers. Okay, bye, Jaggy.
Okay, bye, Giganta. What is Noah's hand? It's got Giganta. I'm trying to get a good look at it, but
Foul Snare. That's pretty good.
Covers half his deck. Yep, kill the last Ob, draw 3.
Casey, I believe, is in the position he's in is, I wouldn't say near unlosable, but it's pretty
90-10.
strong.
Yeah,
it's
or 80-20. I mean, if we got a scoreboard for this Frog, it's dealt.
Yeah, and if we have the advantage bar, it's so far in Casey's favor. But I mean, the Martyr deck has, like, if you get another Ob, that's huge. We just need to find some way to pressure Casey's life total. Also, worthy of mention that Counterspell does not stop Ob's copy.
Okay, yep.
That's
So
brutal.
Noah goes for an end step stomp. That's a perfect target to convert this spell snare from Casey. It was brutal.
Spell Snare, man.
Such a good card.
So ridiculous.
Get your frogs, get your spell snares, lock your
So
local
good.
RCQ. All right, we're hard casting
And this is definitely getting
the
Counterspell.
elk.
The Moose is not going to be loose this game.
Nope. I have won a few. People always like talk about Giganta, right? Like Giganta wins you, I would say maybe 10% of games. It's just insane, like especially when you can like Arena Glory
especially
or
in the Mardu
Giganta
deck
into
that
play.
just it always uses all of its mana really hyper efficiently. You can just buy it and then just cast it later. Not even that big a deal. Ooh, that was a perfect top deck for DC. Top deck to the counter spell.
DS says you can tell Noah feels slipping away. Yeah, it's the writing's on the wall when your opponent has a 3/4 frog
and then the top.
and tops preordained. We've all felt that before. Attack, draw a card.
17. Casey's at 3. Like this is so close. But I think Casey found Cling to Dust.
Were late totals not updated? When did he go to 3? I thought he was at 7.
I thought he was 2, but I said
I thought he was
3 on Noah's life is bad. It's 2.
Notably, Mardu does not play both. So okay, there's a static prison. Oh, okay. So DC is confirmed
I
at
think
3.
with this in response, you use the Cling to Dust on the Giganta. See if you gain the 3. If you gain the 3, go to 5. Then counterspell the static prison.
Casey
Disagrees.
been playing disciplined all day long. Very nice. Let's the static prison resolve.
And the reason I would use the Cling to Dust in
Here we go.
response before you counterspell, because if you go to 5, they can't just bolt you.
Well, Mardu doesn't play bolt.
Casey might not know that.
That's fair.
Oh, Sync.
Oh wow. Okay, so we have an end step sync bouncing the static prison back to Noah's hand.
Get the frog.
Getting the frog back. Notably, will not have summoning sickness on Casey's turn.
Discharge. Discharge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Noah gets to clean it up with a discharge. Okay, we have a game here. I didn't.
I believe.
And a counterspell.
Yeah, Casey, he's ride or die on this this Cling to Dust right now.
Absolutely. I mean, Noah's got this token beaten down. When you're at 5, that Orc army 1/1 becomes more and more menacing. Noah hits a mountain. We know one of his cards is a static prison. All right, end step. Looks like a cling here. Now, are you gaining life or are you drawing cards?
I'm drawing a card.
You're drawing a
I'm
card. Always drawing cards. Okay.
I'm trying to dig out of this. I think if I need to gain life, I can get it for that in the next turn. But 4 life is healthy enough. Did we draw it? Ooh, Murktide. Okay, that's interesting though. Fetch land. Again, it's choose if you want to play around the card Lightning Bolt or not. It said that they don't play it.
Okay.
2, 3,
That's
4,
huge
5.
that Casey has a massive graveyard full of instant sorceries. Yeah, this is a
8.
full-grown Murktide.
But Casey does know that Noah has static prison. And there's a Flage.
There's a Flage. Okay, this gets interesting. So, yep, Noah knows with that. He draws, sets the glasses back. So, does Noah have enough mana to cast Flage and unearth it? No. Okay, so the static prison on the 8/8 Murktide is going to get counterspelled. Noah now has 5 mana left with a Flage and an unknown. It's a cat.
Right. Sure.
And then
Noah, I like this. Put Casey to 1.
Put you to 1. We have a lethal Orc army, a lethal Osset Pride, a lethal Flage coming back next turn.
Now, I think that was another Murktide that we drew. That's game. Noah won it.
Noah won. Casey knows it too. Crazy. We've had some great matches on camera on this topic.
Absolutely great
back
matches.
and forth. I think not counter prison and sinking end of set. Yeah. Noah won. Congratulations to Noah Heisinga and Braxton Bliss for taking down the RCQ. 2 invites out to the players.
And I'm sure that Braxton will split in the finals.
Well, and then once you get the invites, it doesn't matter. But yeah, are we?
There's a winner and a loser.
That's true. There is. Second place gets a medal. First place gets a lanyard and a medal.
That's true. I'm gonna go check with the players real quick to see if they are playing or splitting. I'll be right back.
All right, guys, hang out.
All right, everyone, we're back. I just got confirmation from the 2 players in the finals that they are splitting and not going to play it out because they're cowards.
We're getting soft. We're getting
Specifically,
soft.
Noah Heising. Rex is pretty soft, too. They're both soft.
Congrats to both players, though.
Congrats to both.
Winning in invites. We're going to see them. What is the RC in March? Portland next year?
February.
So we'll see them there. So that was a good run. It was an awesome day. Great matches.
No, not enough otters, though.
Not enough offspring.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Had one shot, one opportunity, and didn't take it.
Didn't take it.
But all right, everybody, you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us for our stream, and see you next time. On weekdays, check out Steven Dykman. Sometimes he does it during the day. Sometimes he does challenges. He's always playing. He can't stop playing Magic. Loves the game. Yeah, DBZ, Noah did win. The Ocelot Pride actually stole the game because it made the 1/1 token, which is pretty crazy. But, yep, thank you everybody for joining, and y'all have a good night. Thank you.